Hi everyone, my name is Marjorie and welcome. If you're new here and if you are not, then thank you for coming back. In today's video, I am actually co-hosting with my friend Melissa from Melissa Makes It DIY. She has a monthly challenge, so you think you can craft, and each month there is a new item that's chosen. And this month we are going to be using stencils. So for my first project, I have this old piece of wood that I used in another DIY, and I just kind of took stuff off of it. And I have some chalk couture stencils, and I absolutely love chalk couture. So what I'm doing now is I'm kind of sticking it onto the cloth, and it helps make it a little less sticky, because you definitely want to do that for one, and you'll see in one of my later projects, because if you don't do it enough, it leaves a little bit of some teal residue. So you make sure you do it. I do it typically about 3 times and it works just good for me. And all I'm doing is making sure that I am getting everything lined up. So the paste that I'm using is Storm. It is such a beautiful gray, and I absolutely love this. I am so sorry guys for the shaking of the camera. I guess my table was hitting up on the stand, and I apologize. I did not realize it was doing all that, so please forgive me for my shakiness. But once I spread all of the paste on there, you want to put enough on there and then make sure any extra you take off, and I just put it back into the container. I'm pretty frugal, so. And this was a little farmhouse stencil set, and so that had this little, is this windmill? And so I chose to use the windmill portion of it as the O instead of using the regular O in the home word. So I thought this would turn out really cute, and it does. It's so super cute. I'm just caking on that paste there. So actually chalk couture can be a little pricey, but these stencils are reusable, and you know, you'll see here in a little bit, because I'll use some other types, the regular stencils, I guess. I don't know what to call them, just different types of stencils, and you could definitely tell the difference. My preference is to always use the chalk couture brand since I've started using it, but actually I think there's another brand called Magnolia. There might be some other stuff. I know you can find some of the stencils and stuff on Amazon, because I've seen some that were really cute. So what I did is I was trying to clean up there. I had got a little gray somewhere, and I was trying to clean up that little mistake with some white. And then I was always doing that, I thought, well, let me just kind of distress this whole sign with a little bit of white. Now you easily could have used like a piece of sandpaper or something, but I didn't really want to. I just didn't want to clean the mess. So I just used my little white paint, and I kind of just cleaned it up. And then I add a little bow, and you'll see that at the end. So for this wood round, I've already kind of taped it off with some painter's tape. And this is actually a 14-inch round that I got in a pack of 6, I want to say, from Amazon. So I paint the top half white, and then I use this buffalo check vinyl from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I love buffalo check, and I love farmhouse. So I don't know. I think buffalo check is always a good part of farmhouse for me. I don't know how you guys feel, but I love all kinds of buffalo checks in any kind of colors. I love, well, not just that, but I just love plaids. So sorry for my head being in there. Didn't realize I was that close. But anyways, I just lay that down on there, and then I'll just take it and I'll trim off the edges. So this is a 2-pack stencil that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's this stencil that says blessed, with the little flowers on it, and all I'm doing is taking a pouncer and pouncing on some black acrylic paint that I got from Walmart. But as you see, there was kind of a little mess up at the very bottom on that little squiggly line for the bee, and also at the top of the bee. Now also the stencil on the letters, there's those little spaces in certain parts of the letters, and I didn't want that on this, so I went back and filled it in with some black. And then off camera I had like a black glass marker from the Dollar Tree, and I just went around the lettering in the spots that I thought needed it to just kind of help clean it up a bit and make it look a little bit better. But that's why I really like to use the Chalk Couture, the adhesive reusable stencils, because it is, you don't really get that, and I love it. So what I do is I take that glass marker and I just write some dashes and dots all around the top borders on the white paint. And then now I'm just taking a couple of ribbon. One is the silver ribbon from the Dollar Tree that I've had for a long time, and I got that like in the wedding section, wedding baby section or whatever. And then that smaller buffalo check I got from Hobby Lobby. That was around the Christmas time. Now this is a really simple, easy bow. I learned it from Kathy from My DIY, and if you know, I love her channel. She's an absolute wonderful person. I just love her personality. She has great crafts. So you just roll the ribbon on top of itself a few times, fold it in half, cut some slits in it, and then I cut a longer piece as well to make the tails. And then I just took a zip tie and tied it all together in place of what I normally would use as a pipe cleaner. So then I'm just fluffing my bow, separating the loops, making sure that I try to get them to where they're alternating and it's not the exact same ribbon type in the certain areas. Now this is the bow that I chose to make. You could definitely make a bigger bow, whatever, smaller bow, less loops, however you want to, and make it your own. But I thought this was a really cute, simple bow, and you know, actually now that I look at it, I actually do like it without the bow. It's, you know, the simplistic look of it, and I mean, who knows, maybe I'll take the bow off and use it that way as well. So this is yet another 14-inch wood round, and on this one I've taped it off where I'm using black paint in the middle. And then my friend Jackie from Crafting and Mimi's World sent me this vinyl. Thank you, Jackie. I really appreciate it. And I thought this was going to be so super cute. So I'm actually doing just the same method that I did on the other one with the buffalo print. I'm just doing it with this one. And I'll go back and cut everything off. And then you see this, the welcome stencil. This is the other part of the stencil, the other stencil in that pack from Hobby Lobby. This was in their spring collection, and I want to say when I bought it, I had got it when it was 40% off, so heck, you can't beat that. But I just used the back of a makeup sponge brush and dab it on there. And then this ribbon, oh my goodness, y'all. If y'all know me, I love craft outlets, and this is one of the many reasons why I actually found this ribbon from Craft Outlet. So it goes really well with this. So this is one of my first bows I ever learned to make, and it's just a simple hand bow. And you just make the center loop first, and then you just kind of keep flipping the material, twisting it like I'm doing here, and making your loops. And then this last loop, I made it really long because that's actually going to be cut in half to make my tails. So here I just take my my pipe cleaner, and I'm cutting my large loop in half to make the tails, and then I'm just tightening up that pipe cleaner. And then I'll just fluff out the couple of little loops and stuff here, and make sure that little middle portion is sticking out nice and fluffy as well. So I do cut my Chanel stem, my pipe cleaner down, either one. Oh my goodness, Chanel stem, pipe cleaner. My mind does not ever make a decision on what it wants to call it all the time. One time I'll call it pipe cleaners, the next I'll call it Chanel stem. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyways, it's the same thing. And so once I get it all fluffed out and I dovetail the ends, the tails of the ribbon, I am just going to hot glue it on there. And then I've got some of these old greenery picks that I've had for a couple years that I've been reusing over and over again. And I just go through and kind of place them inside my bow and in between my bow, just to give it a really pretty finishing touch. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely love this one too. I've never really been much of a animal print type of person. I'm a pretty plain, simplistic type of person, so I don't like a whole lot of patterns. But for some reason, the whole cheetah print, leopard print thing is just, I don't know, it's just been really catching my eye, and I've learned to love it. So once I get all that done, then I don't show it, but I do make a little wood bead hanger, and I attach it, and you'll see that in the final reveal. So for my fourth and final project, I had thrifted a fairly large picture frame, and this piece of cardboard that I'm using was like an insert, kind of like some of the padding and stuff. I didn't have any foam board or anything like that, so I decided to go ahead and use this, which it worked perfectly. And just the way that the paint was brushing onto the cardboard, it was pretty easy to make it kind of like distressed looking and stuff, because it wasn't like, I don't know, I guess I don't remember ever painting on cardboard before, but it's not like painting on a piece of paper or a smooth canvas. So I didn't have to really work at it or anything, and it just turns out really great. I just did one coat, and that was about it. So this is yet another transfer. It is pretty large. As you see, my mat there is 24 inches. And so I want to say that oh my goodness, the cardboard piece is probably about 20 inches, and then the vinyl is about 18 inches long. And so what I do is I use the sage, nope, not sage. This is the eucalyptus, and it's so beautiful. I love this color green. I use a sage folk art green, and they're very, very similar, and that is just my choice of pop of color from my typical black, white, gray, neutral colors that I have surrounded myself with at home. So I go ahead and actually what happened here earlier, if you remember, I was saying that if you don't fuzz it good enough, then it leaves like a green residue, and you can kind of see it a little bit on here, but it's not too bad. I like how it turned out. So here's the final reveal. I just love how everything turned out and came together, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to go to the description box below and check out the playlist for all the other creators that have joined in to this monthly challenge. I appreciate you spending some time with me, and you guys have a very blessed day.